Hello, everyone. I'm with Kyle Danner. He's a family business consultant out of Kansas City, and he works nationwide. And I was happy enough to get him to speak with you all about some of his challenges he's helped family businesses address. And I'm very excited about this opportunity. So I'll let you get started, Kyle. How are you doing this morning?
I am fantastic, Manny. How are you?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you too.
All right. So, when it comes to your businesses, like how long have you've been in this business?
I've been in this business 5 years now.
And what is it that you do?
I help family businesses grow their business. I help families grow their business so they can either keep it in the family and pass it on to the next generation, or they can prepare it for an outside buyer, for someone to come in and sell the business, and then maybe the family goes and starts another business, or they find something else to do.
Okay. And how many businesses in America are there like this? That unique dynamic where you have your family involved and not just Thanksgiving dinners, but
Oh my
making
gosh.
going over balance sheets and all that
You
kind of good
know,
stuff.
that's an interesting question because in some of the literature they say as many as 90% of the family of the small businesses in the United States are family owned. Honestly though, I think it's more, probably about one in every five businesses are family owned. Meaning that more than just one family member is involved in the business, as well as other family members working in the business.
Right.
So it's quite
So
a few.
yeah, and it's with this challenging situation now and a whole bunch of other challenges. What would you say are maybe like the three things that most family businesses that are thriving do well?
First of all, they have a culture of honest and open communication. That is, they're really able to dig in and deal with the issues that they're either the family or business are facing, and they're able to kind of keep them in the appropriate spots. So the family drama doesn't come into the business and affect that, and vice versa. So I think that's one. And so you have a culture of open and honest communication. The other thing, or the next one, is clarity around their vision. That is, where do they want to go with the family and the business? So they have a clear sense of direction. And then they're able to align their resources behind that vision so they can realize it. And then finally, I think it's having a structure and a process for achieving that vision. That's really being able to know, what do I have to do this week, this quarter, this year to achieve every piece of that vision.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like a tall order. Easier said
Just a
than
little
done.
bit, just a little bit.
And studies have shown that this is going to be really important because a lot of closely held businesses, business owners are counting on this value from their business to be converted and to fund their exit strategy and their retirement.
Exactly.
But few people actually have a plan. What do you think is that reason and that people don't plan? And what do you think they can be doing about it?
I think it's overwhelming. How do you take 20 or 30 or 40 years of business knowledge and experience and pass it on to the next generation? So I think that's one thing, is just the task in and of itself is overwhelming. Two, for a lot of business owners, they are the business. So for a lot of baby boomer business owners, they are the business. They are the keeper of the key relationships, whether it's with customers or vendors. Um, and so the structures and the processes and the way things are done are all kind of this tribal knowledge that exists. And for so many of them, they have employees that have been with them since day one, or they've been with them for 10 or 15 or 20 years. So the processes that are needed to run the business, they're not clearly defined. And so it makes it difficult for the owner to be able to step out of the business and for the business to run on its own, which is really what outside buyers want. They want to have a business they can step in and almost like a turnkey operation. And for so many small and medium-sized family businesses, that just doesn't exist. So you've got those two different dynamics. And then finally, the last thing is that for so many business owners, it's like, well, if I'm my business, what am I going to do after I exit? And for a lot of them, it's like the kind of the standard answer. Well, I'm going to spend more time with my family. I'm going to travel. I said, well, that's great, but what are you going to do after the second week of all that?
Oh yeah.
We have to remember that our work, and this is for everybody, work is more than just a paycheck. It gives us our purpose, our structure, connection, and our status. It's our why. It's where do we go every day. It's who do we spend our time with, and most importantly, it's how do we matter. And those sound kind of like big, heavy questions, and they are. But where I see so many family transitions, kind of miss the mark, and business transitions, is that the owners and the leaders don't spend time thinking, what is my life going to look like after I exit? They think they'll just hand the keys over to somebody and then they'll figure that out afterwards.
Yeah. It's a shame, and plans to fail, but I guess, the whole notion, people just fail, they don't plan to fail, they fail to plan, and that's kind of the
Exactly.
genesis of that. And, if people wanted to get support, what should they be looking at? Who should they be, considering as far as getting that structure together?
Yeah, so I offer a process called the Entrepreneurial Operating System, EOS. And actually, I'm part of a larger community of EOS implementers. This is a process that's been around 20 years. It was actually created within a family business. It helps business owners, their leadership teams, clarify their vision, but bring that vision down to the ground and execute on it so they gain traction toward achieving every piece of that vision. And since they can't do it on their own, it's also about creating a healthy, functional, open, cohesive leadership team, which we know in family business is always a little bit of a challenge, that healthy part. And if whoever's watching is ever interested in that, feel free to reach out. You can visit my website to learn more. If you're just trying to figure out how to manage your family business better, I have a lot of resources available on my website that are for free. That people can just kind of take and work at their own pace. And so the website is kyledanner.com, and my email is kyle@kyledanner.com. I'm always happy to spend some time on the phone with folks or by a Zoom call, just getting to understand what is they're looking for. And if I'm not the fit, that's great, but I'll help them find a solution.
That's awesome, Kyle. I appreciate your time today.
You bet. Thanks so much, Manny. I
All right.
appreciate the opportunity.
Take care.
Take care.